Hey,
There we are.
there we are.
Hey,
Hello,
hey.
everyone. Hey, gorgeous.
Hello.
Mm, looking fine. She's looking fine, yo.
Thank you.
Sometimes I forget, like right in this moment, that we're live out out in the cyberspace. So I should watch what I say.
I totally get it. I mean,
No,
this is the environment in
it is.
which David Lee and Paige Stewart met, like
Uh-huh.
initially. And
Oh my
so
gosh, you're right.
it's
Hmm.
such a common place for us to chat and speak and get together and talk about important conversations. And so
Yeah,
now we get to do that for a living. How exciting is that?
that is exciting. Yeah, for those of you, thank you for joining us live. And if you're watching this later, we love that you're watching. By the way, we upload all of these conversations with David and Paige up on our YouTube channel. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that. And if you're a new subscriber, ring the bell so you always get notification when new stuff arrives on our YouTube channel. Search Daring Deeply on the YouTube. We met on a Zoom call. May, yeah.
Mhm.
Gosh. May 14th, 2020, in the heart of really the beginning of what was deemed as the pandemic, on a coach's virtual conference.
Yep.
Wow. And 3 years later, I took you to Paris to marry you on the exact day. Wow.
A
Fantastic.
lot has
Fantastic.
in 3 years.
A lot
Wow.
has a lot has happened.
It's been a beautiful journey. Thank
It
you
has been
for
a beautiful
choosing me.
journey. You betcha, baby. Yeah. You betcha. Choose you every day. And what I said in my vows, none of this is scripted. Can you tell, friends? We will be talking about money in just a minute. So I'm glad that you're tuning in here because we're going to talk about how to correctly navigate money issues with your spouse or partner. So we're going to talk about that. But what I said in my vows to you was, I choose you, Paige Stewart Lee, because you choose yourself first every day. And what does that mean? Is you choose you over anyone or anything else, because it is your independent growth, healing, and transformation that matters. And that's why I choose you, because I'm inspired by that.
Mm.
And I love what you posted today. Those of you that are not following us on the Instagram too, Paige posted our definition of a relationship on Instagram today. So if you're interested in knowing what a relationship is defined by David and Paige Lee of Daring Deeply, then go and look that up. But it's all about supporting your partner's healing. Period.
Hmm.
That's it. That's all a relationship is. So that is where we are going. So
And money is no different. Money
there
is
you
a
go.
part of that equation.
Yeah, exactly. So
And
let's dive in.
yeah,
Yeah.
money is often said to be one of the most common relationship problems that
Hmm.
couples and marriages experience,
Yeah.
whether they're on two completely different pages or they have wounds that are holding them back from having honest conversations.
Yeah.
But there's a lot that can get in the way here, and that can cause a really big wedge between couples, between
Hmm.
in the relationship.
Hmm. One thing I will say boldly, and we didn't talk about this before, but I've said this before publicly, is money is simply an issue of intimacy. So the more intimate that you feel with your partner, you're able to discuss the difficult taboo things. So it's not just sex, right? It's not just hugging and kissing and feeling connected and communication. It's a deep, deep, deep understanding of each other's wounds to be able to communicate through it. So money has traditionally and historically been a deep wound for both of us, for me and for Paige. And so this has been a struggle for us as a couple while we have been together to navigate, because we have money wounds. We have scarcity wounds of never having enough and being told that we're expensive and all of these things that we were experiencing in childhood and along the way, we brought into our relationship, obviously, right? And that would be identified as a trauma bond. And so we've worked really hard, more specifically over the last year or so, on these money wounds individually. In fact, I hired a financial coach who I've been working with since April of 2022, and who has helped me, therefore helped us as a couple, navigate money in a much more grounded and pronounced and confident and aware. And I have to say this, and if Austin is watching this, by the way, Austin Black, if you're looking for a financial coach, he's amazing, from the great state of Missouri. On the very first call, very first coaching session I had with Austin, I looked at him in the camera just like I'm looking at all you right now. And I said, I don't like you. I don't want to be here. And I'm scared to death. It was the truth. I was just very vulnerable. I was like, I don't want to talk about money. I'm scared to death. It's always been incredibly difficult for me to talk. I've struggled with money my whole life, not understanding so much of what it is. And he has greatly helped us over the last year. And so that kind of culminates into a conversation that you and I had last night on the couch, where actually we were on the floor, which we find ourselves on the floor a lot. Just leave it there. I'll just leave that there. But we were talking about financial future, and I had a brief call with Austin earlier in the day, and it was very convicting. And what I said to you is, it's been really hard for me to say no to you when it comes to finances, when it comes to spending, when it comes to these things, because, I mean, good Lord, ladies and gentlemen, look at her, please. Okay. All right. All right. And I'm joking, right? But it is at the heart of the masculine energy to give to his wife, to give to his feminine partner. And it's been hard for me because of where I've come from and wanting and people pleasing. There's another wound, a feminine wound, of people pleasing, of wanting to pleasure you, wanting to give to you, wanting to see you happy, wanting to adorn you with gifts and style and clothes and hair and makeup and all the things and the trips and all the things. And so I vulnerably said and stated, it's really hard to say no to you, right? And in that moment, what I wanted to communicate was, it's not because of you, right? It's not because she's high maintenance or she's needy or because she's a spoiled brat. Not at all. This is my wounding, which is, again, another little lesson here to say this is my wounding, not blamed on her. She's over there, by the way. I don't know. Yeah. So there's nobody else here on the call. So that's how the conversation began and how I felt convicted to take some significant, more advanced steps toward our financial future on creating a plan and some purpose, and really to see more specifically what I was talking about was I have a debt reduction plan that I want. So we carry some debt, and I want to be very mindful and be very wise and begin to really carve into that. And we do a fine job in doing that, but I wanted to communicate to you that is my plan. And then you said, this is a powerful moment. You responded in this way. I want you to kind of pick up the story there and how you responded.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's important whenever your partner, especially your masculine partner, is coming to you sharing some vulnerabilities, especially in this conversation of money. Hey, I feel like I don't want to say no to you. It's really important to just take a deep breath, hold space, let them talk, just receive them, understand that this has nothing to do with you, and just hear him out. And that's exactly what I did last night. And then ultimately how I replied was, I want you to say no to me. I want you to, I want you to tell me no, because I feel like when you tell me no and place boundaries and give me structure, I feel like it builds more respect for you within me. Because if you're constantly saying yes and letting me have my way, I feel like while yay, that's really exciting to receive in all those different ways, but also I feel like it can be a form of enablement of my wounding, of wanting to have the instant gratification or wanting to look for that external validation in purchases or things of that nature. And so I love when you say no. I want more of that so that we are working towards these really big goals that we have in the future, because our no today is a big fat yes for tomorrow and what is on the horizon for us. And so so I voiced that. And then there was another piece where I said, there have been moments where I have wanted to say no to you. When I have come to you like, hey, should we do this? And you're like, yep, let's go all in. And while I really appreciate your commitment to healing the scarcity wounds, we work so hard on that every single day. There are where it has felt like maybe we shouldn't be spending in this particular area right here when we have these goals in the future. But I have held back because I don't want to emasculate you in your leadership.
Mhm.
And so that's where things got a little sticky for me. Like, what do I do? Do I just follow his lead, which is what I do? I really, really give you the helm and allow you to lead our family forward and voice what is most important to me on our path, on that
Mhm.
direction, to ensure we're moving in alignment in that way.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Powerful. Powerful. In fact, truth be told, Paige exhibited an arousal in that moment, really an arousal, like, oh my gosh, I love it when you say no. I love it when you hold boundaries. I love it when you're in your masculine power and strength and definitiveness and decisiveness and boundaries. And it was this really beautiful moment. And I want to bring forth that one of our guidelines of engagement, we have 10 of them. And so if you're watching this and you're like, oh, what are their 10 guidelines of engagement? It's kind of our 10 commandments. One of them is just because you can doesn't mean you should. Can we purchase this? Yes. But should we? Right? This is a really powerful, powerful framework and lens in which to make decisions, ladies and gentlemen, in your relationship and within the relationship with yourself. So can we have these things? Can we travel? Can we do? Yes. And we have, just as you stated, Paige, so beautifully, we have bigger goals. And so sometimes we need to say no in order to have the bigger yes down the road. And so
Mhm.
we had this really powerful conversation, um, really illuminated, grounded, and it brought intimacy, right? We could have, and it can go, those conversations can go very south very quickly, and they have before. So instead of building conflict in that conversation, what we built was intimacy. What we built was connection. So much so that then this is important too. I then took action this morning, put it on my calendar for later today. I have some extra space to begin to chart out this debt reduction plan for the second half of 2023. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring that to Paige and propose to her. That's right. Again, propose to her and say, hey, this is the direction that I want to be taking us. I would love to have your inspiration. I want to have your feminine voice. I want to have your intuition in this, and then we're going to move forward. I'm going to make a decision and we're going to move forward. But I want to bring her the details of that so she can feel safe and secure in our financial future. And so that is on the calendar for this afternoon for me to spend some time in going through my spreadsheets and all the things that I have from a financial standpoint and really get and drill down and then provide her the outlook, provide her the plot and the plan so she can then relax and rest in her feminine, knowing that we are taken care of, that we have a plan. And it will involve some boundaries of where I say no, where we as a couple say no for the bigger yes down the road.
Yes. Yeah. I love that. The feminine loves a plan. She really just needs to know the rules so that she can follow them. She needs to know where the line is so she can just play and twirl and flow within those bounds. That really just brings me a lot of peace in my body to know like what the ruls are,
Mm-hmm.
what we are working towards, what the plan is. So
Yep,
I
absolutely.
love that. I'm so excited for that. And I had something else just slip through my brain, but it is gone for right now. I'm sure
It's
it'll
okay. It
be
may
back.
come back.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's imperative to understand that the masculine energy is structured, that we provide the masculine man, the masculine husband provides the structure, provides the container in which the feminine energy to twirl, as Paige says, to swim, to live, to breathe, to be sensual, to be radiant, to be beautiful. So she needs and craves the surroundings of that containment so she can fly within those boundaries. What's too
Yeah.
often comes into the wounding of masculinity is control, where the bounds do this, and then she feels suffocated. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just the opposite. In fact, I've often said,
Yeah.
gentlemen, you must provide a containment in order for her to fly and then return home to her nest.
That just sparked what I was about to say.
See, of course it
That
did.
it came back. So that was one extreme that you mentioned, where there is so much control on the masculine side that the feminine feels suffocating. The other end of that is an experience that I shared in previous relationships, where I felt like I voiced over and over and over, I want a budget. Let's work on a budget. Let's work towards this. Let's do this. Let's bring some goals forward and let's start putting together a plan and a strategy for how we're going to get there. And it never felt like any masculine structure or leadership was coming forward in any way. So the best of my ability, my masculine energy came forward. And here I was trying to create all of these things to help bring the safety and security in my feminine body. And so that was really hard because then my masculine and feminine energy were kind of competing against one another. And that builds a lot of emotional tension and resentment and bitterness for your partner who you want to step up so badly and claim that masculine pull and take on that financial leadership. And so, yeah, this is why things get so hairy in this area, is because money is one of the basic human needs. Like we need money and shelter and food and things to survive. And so it is prickly in the sense that if we don't have it, then we feel unsafe. And so it's communicating with our partner the relationship that we have with money, and how can we redesign a different relationship that is built on the safety that we are building inside ourselves while working towards the financial future of our dreams.
Yeah, absolutely. So well said, babe. So well said. One thing I feel compelled to say this, and it's not off topic, but I think it's important to set a standard. And I get this question a lot on social media posts. So, and by the way, if you're not following both of us on TikTok, go there. We have an enormous presence on TikTok. So I am almost to 120,000 followers on TikTok. So our message is resonating over there. So they're going to find content over there that you're not going to find anywhere else. So make sure you go and follow both of us on TikTok. But I get this question. I've gotten this question quite a bit, so how is money navigated in a relationship? And the way that we stand is one bank account. There's nobody's money. It's our money. When we separate money, friends, we're separating our intimacy. I'm going to say that again. When you have his and her money, you're separating intimacy. Now, we don't have the time and space to go deep into that. Maybe that's what we jump into the next time if people are wanting that type of content. But that is a super important understanding. And the reason why there's bifurcation in money issues is because of selfishness, because of wounding, because of, am I going to get my needs met? So I've got to have my little nest. I've got to have my little bank account, right? But the ultimate elevated, grounded relationship is equity in the sense of it's our money, okay? Our business, as a matter of fact, I'm going off on a little tangent here too. When I made a decision to bring Paige as a partner in our business, there were voices out there that said, what are you doing? Whoa. Partnerships don't work. Partnerships, you're going to get messy. It's going to get weird, right? And I felt so convicted to do so. And you brought this up the other day, sweetie. You were like, you offered to bring me on as a partner in this business before we were engaged, before we were truly a committed couple. I was like, I know, that's just how I felt. And so now we are legally partners in our business, and it is our business. It's our money. It's our future. And yes, I lead and I take care of the finances and I got the spreadsheets and all this kind of stuff, but it's our money. And that's super important, that is the standard in which we teach and coach, and for a truly intimate, grounded, connected relationship in which to thrive.
I love that. And I love that you brought that up. In previous relationships, everything has always been separate for me. And you're right, that creates such a big gap between the two individuals. And it allows you to just lean on this like escape plan. Like, all right, here's my my just in case. It's like, why do we need a just in case if like you're all in on this relationship? So
woo, there was some tension right there, babe. Thank you for calling that out. That was some amazing shit you just brought forth. That was, why are we non-committal in our money situation? What does that say about the commitment level in our relationship? Woo! I love it. You called it out, babe.
So
wow.
I appreciate you being so firm in merging everything, especially finances, at the beginning of towards the middle of our relationship, when we knew we were moving forward together. And that was really uncharted territory for me. That felt
Yeah.
very uneasy because I had never done anything like that before. And it had all of my just fearful parts blaring like, oh, what if this doesn't work out? So here I go with all those worst case scenarios, all that wounded feminine energy. And that offered the perfect opportunity for me to work through and heal and release those from my body and build more trust, not only with me, but also within the bounds of our partnership.
Mhm. Now I feel complete for today. You feel complete, babe,
I
on this
do.
conversation?
I
I think we
do.
brought
It
up some powerful nuggets here. Really
scratched the
powerful nuggets.
surface. Truly.
Yeah, well, true.
If you are watching and you're interested in learning more about navigating finances with your partner, leave a comment below. And
Mhm.
if there's enough interest, this could be a really great idea for us to throw a little mini course together on this,
Mhm.
where we dive even deeper into this topic. But this was a really, really great first video to scratch the
Mhm.
surface.
Yeah. I will reiterate that if you find challenges, and I've never met a couple that didn't, quite frankly, they didn't have challenges in the money space. So drop a comment, let us know. We want to hear from you because we want to serve you, y'all. Right? This is the content that we put out is to serve you. So, and speaking of mini courses, we just released a mini course called the 3 Steps to a Healthy Relationship. We just released this, friends. If you are interested in knowing about that mini course, right now it's on special. Let's just put it out there, right? It's half off. It's half off until tomorrow night at midnight. So you got to jump in on that opportunity. It's a mini course called 3 Steps to a Healthy Relationship. It is a video course of David and Paige, just like this, discussing the who, what, and the why behind your wounding that is preventing you from a healthy relationship. So if you want to dive in, stick your toe in the water in the daring deeply world, let us know and drop a comment and say, hey, I want the link. I want to check this out. I want to go to the page that tells me all about what this course is. And right now it's on special. We just released this past Monday. So it's called 3 Steps to a Healthy Relationship. Go and find that course and invest in that in yourself. And we want to provide that gift to you and that support for you. And that's all I got to say.
Wonderful.
All right.
Thank
We
you.
done?
Yes.
Thank you, babe. Brilliant stuff again today, sweetie.
Likewise. I appreciate you. I'll see you next.
Thank you all, friends. Take
Bye.
care. Bye-bye.